All right, good morning, afternoon, or evening. My preview wasn't coming on. I wasn't sure that I was live or not. Then we got an error, so I had to refresh the YouTube studio. But looks like we're in business now. So, good morning, afternoon, or evening, again, wherever you might be in time and space. Let me turn on my automatic scene switcher here. And there we go. Everything's running a little bit slow today. Having some problems. We have an electrician scheduled to come out later. Some of the outlets in the house. It's an old house. Just decided to go kaput, and we can't figure it out. It's not a circuit breaker thing. We've been out there flipping them on and off and on and off, and at this point we just don't know. So I might have to cut it short if the electrician arrives early, but should be in good shape. Get headphones here. Hope you're having a better day. Better that it happened today than on Thanksgiving, I suppose. All right, so I thought I would try out the DC3. I've done it once or twice, and but I thought I would try to use this today for our first freelance flight. So let's go through the checklist. Turn this thing down a little bit. All right. Set aircraft security, huh? Okay. Battery switch is in the off. Okay. Reading correct, yes. Ground power switch. Then turn that on. Fuel gauges. What a bird. Do they want this at check all? Okay. Wow. Open. Heat. Actually, you know, I'm a little bit cold out. I'm gonna leave it on. Probably. Well, actually, we'll probably turn it on in a later stage. Lights as required. Oh, one moment. I think I'm in the wrong control setup here. I am. I was messing with helicopters earlier. But still should not be. Yeah, it's what's going on. That's better. Okay. Left to left. All right. Color full. Throttle cracked open. Mixture. We're at high altitude, so it's usually never full. Yeah, and they want the pitot heaters off. All right, next. Fuel booster pumps on. Master ignition. Pull off. Okay. Magnetos on. Starter right engine. Wait 2 seconds. Mesh. Starter right engine on. Wait 2 seconds. Mesh right engine. So it is in the down position. We're at zeros. Okay. So we've already done something wrong. Check. Oh. You even have an engine started? Yeah, they're started. All right, well, she has started. Let's try to get ourselves a job here. Out to La Junta. There's no airport there or runway there. 1 CO5. Unless they're saying that's it. I brought this up yesterday. I'm not sure why a lot of these freelance jobs, they go to just dirt strips. They're, you know, they don't go to places that are appropriate for the airplane that you've got. There's a runway, Fremont County, U64. So past Fort Carson and near Penrose. All right.
Hey, pilot. The cargo is ready and waiting. You know what to do. Have a safe flight.
Mm-hmm.
The ground crew are loading the cargo. Stand by. Okay, pilot, that's the last of the crates secured and the cargo door is closed and latched. You are cleared to taxi.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
Your radios? Where are the radios? Ah. Going through another plane. Yeah, probably. A biggin. Sorry, just coming through. Sorry, coming through. Sorry. Terribly sorry. So sorry. Sorry about that. There's a lot to this that I don't understand. Are these the carbs? What are these? I forgot which option it was to bring up your tooltips. And if these are carbs, they're supposed to be in a ram position before takeoff. Carb, right? My God, there's a lot to this plane. Leads. Crazy. Doesn't seem right at all. Vermont County Report. CA 10. MB6. And that. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so restricted airspace. Past butts here. There's the Pueblo VOR. And there's 276 radial. One 167. Switch it in this thing. Okay. No, that's 1168 now. 7. What a jumbled mess this thing is. There it is. $70. Pretty much there. Turns nicely. Tail draggers, man.
Transporter, good flight.
Landing Europe. If flaps were down, they should be up now. All right, got this thing. Keep my head down too long. That's different. Will it actually center up? There, that's centered. That's moving. Huh. Okay. This thing is in the way. Hard to read it. Saying 121. All right, well, I know it's south of us. But looking at that one, that there, that's right. Because we're heading to it. It's go a little bit more to the port side. We'll be on it, but now there, that's gone. I want 270 on that. Boy, I don't know about using that old one. Don't quite get it. All right, so if we're heading to it, that would be right. Now we are heading to it. Again, our little compass up there in the top left-hand side. That is proper. We're heading to the VOR, but we want the 270 radial. And it's pointing west. I'm going this way because this is all restricted airspace. Over there, the Army airfield. There's our squawk. I'm gonna turn on the pedo. So, I think the VR is actually like that point there. Let's into that. Or at climbing. Go back on that one. Climbing. And we are at 10,300. Or 11, 11.2. Don't need that many RPMs. What's that? Oh, I didn't get a big change there on lowering the trying to lower the RPM, that didn't really work. There you go, level out. Okay. Grab my coffee. She is pretty. Keep your nose up. Get in the back of this thing. As far as back as we can go. One 200. That'll be done up here. One 200. 0266. Put in a little left rudder. Right rudder. That's those are like rubber bands. Damn. Planes of yesteryear. Says we have not crossed the VOR yet. It is to the east of us. There's Highway 50. Come on, needle move. There we go. All right. 70. We'll center it up again. Close enough. $76. 276. Remember that episode of Star Trek where they ran into Latrine? Yeah, there's a little harpsichord. Latrine! That was from Secret. All right, so 33 miles now following this radial. Oh, you down there. Happy Thanksgiving. The flaps. What? They're up. There's our altimeter. This. Okay, so basically the wind is in our face. And we're not getting a runway listing, so let's go to Sky Vector. See what this place looks like. Okay, so runway 11 and 29. We want 11. I'm assuming that's it straight ahead. There's another way to cheat by using Sky for Sim. Let me load up the server. And I'm guessing it's this one over here. That would be about right. No, I think I'm wrong. That one? Oh yeah, I'm wrong. You're just over here to follow the so it's okay, so it is that one they're looking at. Yeah, I was looking at the right one. Six miles. Let's go ahead and put the flaps. No tower, so full flaps. Where is our speed? An eye on that. Want to stall out. Oh, this is a dead runway.
Transporter from dispatch. Nice landing. Go to the parking and put your parking brake on. I'll be in touch.
Contact ground for your parking assignment, then shut down your engine.
All right. Wow, it took too much power to the propeller. Not getting any movement. So, come on, baby, move. Oh my gosh. That's what I did wrong. It was a nice landing. No wonder we came to a stop so suddenly. Ah. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, same as yesterday with that icon. Well, we're just gonna have to shut it off and get paid, I guess.
Transport from dispatch. Okay, nice job. Someone is coming to take the cargo. I'll call you when it's done.
Well, you know, it wasn't an entirely successful, what is this, a DC-3 flight, but we did it and landed nicely without the wheels being down. I'm gonna need some new paint, some hull work. Thank goodness this was just a rental. Whoops. Sorry about that. No. Airbus Aviation.
Transporter from dispatch. Everything seems okay. The customer looks happy. Mission ended.
I'm so not used to people chatting to me that I don't check my chat regularly, but Airbus Aviation said hello. Hey, thank you for stopping in, man, or madam, or whomever. Thank you, Airbus Aviations. I'm embarrassed, very, very embarrassed for forgetting to put the wheels down, Captain. I feel just horrible. But we got paid for our job. We put in a stream marker. All right. Gotta learn how to start using my stream markers so I can mark this when I'm making my... Go back and make my timestamps for these things. All right. Let's pick another plane. We are at... I guess it doesn't really... I've never really flown one of those. The extra 330 LT. Doesn't look like we're gonna get a whole lot of cargo out of that one. Any of these, really. Helicopters I'm not messing with today. I guess we could do probably one of these if we get a passenger. Try getting a passenger flight. But I've never flown one of these, so that flight design. Try this one. And we are at, I'm gonna be 6. Ourselves. Okay, so it sees that we've got the flight design CT Asobo. Oh, come on, we're gonna need a passenger flight. A tourist tour? There's a passenger one. There's no runway there. That's just dirt road. All right, it's a CO4. 159 pounds.
Transporter from dispatch. It's a cargo mission today. When you check the payload in the flight plan, please release the parking brake to start. Transporter from dispatch. Loading cargo. Please stand by.
Dang it, was that thing up the whole time?
Okay, pilot, that's the last of the crates secured and the cargo door is closed and latched. You are cleared to taxi.
Not getting any proper readout here. Well, we'll just go with that. This is nice, low profile mostly. Okay, fuel shutoff valve open. Full engine start. Throttle no more than 5. Master switch. Breaker on.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
Warm up. There's no mix, huh? There's a choke. Either on or off. Okay. Okay, avionics. Beacon, position, landing lights. Flaps are up. Going to CO4. Still waiting for things to warm up a bit, but I think we're good to taxi. Wind is still coming from the west. Zippy. Let's take us out. Right. Where's this gonna take us? That seems entirely wrong. Parking. Oh. Bummer. Another fine mess I've gotten myself into. Yeah, totally missed the taxiway. Going the wrong way.
Transporter, have a nice flight.
Yeah, it looks like they sprayed the interior of this thing with that stuff you spray the truck liner beds with. He wants to climb. I hear somebody in a Cessna or a small plane flying above me right now. Definitely sounds small. That's a dinky little thing. Like that icon. Not much to it. Yeah, we get a lot of interesting wind between Colorado Springs and out here in Pueblo. And usually microbursts, especially going in a straight line from Colorado Springs Municipal to Pueblo. They've got the turbulence turned up to realistic, so see if we get any, but definitely in the past, in the simulator, you would get plenty of microbursts all of a sudden just dropping, you know, majorly. So, gotta be kind of careful flying through here. Yeah, not a whole lot to this one. I don't own a plane in the real world. I'm like, well, if I had my choice, well, I don't know. I don't care. It would be nice to have a plane. Doesn't matter what kind at this point. I don't care. It would be nice to have a plane. Could have been all the way. Double check, but maybe that's just the way that they look. And they look like they're all the way down. Thanks for joining me today and being my co-pilot, as usual. I can't wait so we can do, you know, multiplayer co-pilot. They had it built into the other engines, and why, you know, they're like, well, we built Microsoft Flight Simulator off previous engines. Well, then where did that go? Remember how cool the ATC was, too, in Flight Simulator X, playing an air traffic controller? I wasn't really into that. I mean, I still don't even really know how to speak ATC that well at all, really. Not something I practice all the time. But it had so many cool functionalities, but you could do multiplayer shared cockpit. And you know, either way, I'm really looking forward to that. That would make for some very, very fun live streams. Also, one of these days, maybe I'll get her into it. I keep telling Christine, I would really love to teach you how to fly. And, really not it's not something she's so keen about. She'd rather play The Sims. I'm not knocking The Sims. I like playing The Sims too. More of a Sim City type of person, but I don't mind The Sims. I've got my fingers crossed, man, for the people over there at Maxis that they will do what Microsoft has done, and they'll be like, well, you know what? We're going to bring SimCity back. And so what they've got coming out real soon for The Sims is something called For Rent. And what it allows you to do is allows you to be a landlord, and you can create multiple households on one property. Or you can sublet rooms, a basement, an extra room for rent. And at the moment, without a modification, you know, it depends on how big your computer is. You can do like 6 families. And that's 8. That's 8 residents, including, you know, let's say, you know, people or animals or whatever. 8 entities. That's like 50 people that you can manage. And it you know, with other add-ons like Get to Work and other things, you know, either way, the only thing that they're really missing, I mean, you can do a lot of farming. So you could already set up commercial and farming plots. And now this way, being a landlord, you know, you can control a whole lot more Sims quickly, and all they really need is like industrial. You know, Christine's like, I don't want industrial, and I'm like, yeah, but you know, if you can be a detective or all these other things, you know, why do you have to be limited to that? Why can't your Sims go to work, whether they're, I mean, you remember in the old days when you would go to work, you wouldn't see them go to work. They would just go to work and then they would come back later. And until they work out certain jobs, I mean, it would still be nice to have construction worker or other industrial jobs. I'm a factory worker, I'm, you know, blah, blah, blah. And what I'm getting at is ultimately a grand unified design. Okay, so if you own, let's say they do bring back SimCity, okay, your ability to link it to The Sims in a meaningful way. So you're either playing in SimCity mode, or you switch over and you play in Sims mode. Right, so, and the time will be different, but you could turn off aging. They're like, well, what about aging and time? And there are no problems, there are only solutions. But you can go out and work on your city and modify it and do this, and then switch back to Sim mode, you know, and manage all your residents. Have them work in commercial, residential, or farming lots. Or they got plenty of school stuff, high school, college, da-da-da-da-da. You know, you're a student or da-da-da-da-da. So I would love them to link them all together so that if I'm playing The Sims, I could, yeah, be a mayor. They have politician and mayor, you know, politician tracks in The Sims. So I would like to work my way up through politician and become a SimCity mayor and have all those wonderful controls. But anyway, that's what I've got my fingers crossed. I'm really hoping and praying that the folks over at Maxis EA, that's the way they're thinking too. Like, yeah, we need to We need to really bring this stuff back. And they used to have some fantastic things too. I mean, actually, Simcopter, even though I'm not doing the copter stuff because my helicopter controls, I don't ever seem to get them right. They worked fine for a while, and now not really. I'll mess with that more later. But Simcopter, man, was fantastic. And the streets of SimCity was even more fantastic. Streets of SimCity for what it could do during its day, even though it kind of looked goofy. So you could create a city in SimCity, and then you could load the city in Streets of SimCity. As I remember, that's the way I remember it. Could be wrong. Or Simcopter, you could load the city that you just finished building. And you could fly it and do your adventures in the city that you've just made. Or you could do Streets of SimCity. And that was, Streets of SimCity was very much kind of like, I don't like the prototype for like a Grand Theft Auto thing. But you could drive around your city. But it wasn't just that. You were either, I think you were either part of a criminal network or a crime fighting network, or either way, you're a delivery person. Let's just leave it at that. You have to deliver stuff around your city. But there are gangsters and supervillains and everything else out there. So the more money you make, the more you can trick out your car. Put armor plating on it. You can put machine guns on it, oil slicks, and other traps, as I remember. Smoke screen, I think. Missile launchers. Hover tires. Right, and to me, that was the greatest. Those were the greatest moments of computer gaming I had ever experienced. I thought, holy moly, this is just the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I thought that Maxis, before EA came along, would keep that vision with all their future products. And then they just let us down, and they didn't. They just didn't. They walked away from that kind of thinking altogether, which was, again, grand scale thinking. And then when The Sims came along, my first thought was then, too, that, okay, The Sims will also be a product that you can use connected to your SimCity, like Streets of SimCity or Simcopter. And that once you built your city, you could go into it and play your sim. And now, multiple sims and, you know. I can't even imagine how crappy it must be to have created one of the world's greatest franchises and then let people blow it, right? Especially now when we have all this amazing CPU and GPU power, computers where they are today. And to not have people working on those kind of products, it blows my mind. I can't imagine being the people that are responsible for the downfall of one of the greatest computer software gaming companies in history, products in history, the franchise. Even if they would have now come back and said, well, you know, okay, well, maybe we lost money, but let's at least revamp SimCity the way it was. Now, I mean, we don't even have to do any of the other stuff. Like the original SimCity. For somebody at Maxis not to just still be upgrading the graphics to just the basic SimCity. It's ridiculous. I want to use a different word, but it's not politically correct. It's ridiculous. We've seen a lot of franchises just do the same thing. What is it? How does that happen? Is it because they turn it over to people without vision? And then, or I don't know what it is. With SimCity 2013, they had this gentleman that they hired to be, he was supposedly the guru, and he had the grand vision, and he was Mr. Fantastic Artist, Man Bun, with a cool name even. And we went into the forums and we're like, man, it's got to have this and this and this and this. Well, we're not going to do that. And we're going to emphasize multiplayer over everything and online play. And it's like, why? Why would you do that? That's meaningless. It's meaningless. You need to get back to the vision that Max has had at the beginning, right? And you need to revive it and make this the greatest SimCity ever, and then tie it into The Sims. So in the old forums, that was just my never-ending rant. What you're hearing me talk about now is just my posts every single day on the subject. Come on. Wiggly. Get it together, man. Well, the engine. Well, then why did you use that engine then? Who hired you? Why would they? What? The engine isn't compatible with The Sims. Well, you complete and total chowderhead. And they didn't listen. And look where it is today. Mr. Quigley killed it. He's, it may be other people's decisions again. Whoever hired him, the buck's got to stop somewhere, right? So if the lead developer is telling you, well, it's the wrong engine and this and that and this, well then, why would you do that? Like when they switched to the Sim 4 engine, everybody's like, Sims 4 is the greatest SimCity we've ever seen, and it really was amazing. Sims 4, it really was. Oh, but then they released You Drive It, and we thought, oh my God, we're gonna get the streets of SimCity for SimCity 4, and You Drive It, and oh my God, it was the biggest slap in the face. It was an unbelievable slap in the face. And then they told us, well, the engine, it's not a fully 3D engine, and, it actually wouldn't work. We couldn't create Streets of SimCity, and we gave you this totally nerfed down little... And what the hell it was? You drive your car from a third-person perspective way up in the air. There was no way to get back down into your city in a first-person mode. So no, it's not. It's not the greatest SimCity ever. Visually and in the things that it could do, it was outstanding. But when you walk away from the vision and you can't create a SimCity, Streets of SimCity for it, and you can't create Simcopter for it, and get people excited about continuing to build their cities and work on their cities so that they can fly them and drive around them, on top of the most amazing SimCity ever. Same thing with 2013. Well, we're not thinking about that. Yeah, that is absolutely correct. You were not thinking about that, and that's why it failed. And you killed it. All you had to do is hang on, like Madden or any of these other titles. Just keep going. Just stupid. Forgive me. I hate getting to that point where I'm just now like insulting. You're stupid. Whatever decisions. Please find that great inspired leader again. He's like, well, I don't know why we weren't thinking about that. We've made a terrible mistake. And now just The Sims survives. And now people are getting bored with The Sims, and we're getting hyper-realistic simulators, life simulators coming out, and everybody's making simulators. And now Cities XL, Cities 2 is still kicking SimCity's butt. It's alive, but now other people are making the money. And Sims 5, oh, it's gonna have multiplayer. Oh my god, what did you not follow with SimCity 2013 or The Sims Online? Don't you remember how badly The Sims Online failed? Okay, well, we're gonna make it more like Animal Crossing. At the end of the day, it's still cool, but and they're like, well, we need to come in the latest podcast. We're trying to come up with neat and innovative ways for people to enjoy The Sims. Well, and I use Streets of SimCity and SimCopter as the best two examples of how it expanded SimCity. And there's nothing then to say, well, if you own The Sims too, Streets of your SimCity, Streets of SimCity, and your SimCopter also work with your Sims game. So you build your city, you go and you play it as a Sim, create a pilot character. One moment, please. Great. Okay. Thank you. That electrician I said was coming out. Might be a half an hour now, so I might have to wrap it up. At least I'm surprised it took this long to get back to where we're going. It seemed like the trip out there, well, I guess we were in that DC, had those two big old powerful engines, and I thought this was rather zippy, but man, it's taking a sweet time and allowing me to rant and rant and rant. And I'm not even talking about Flight Simulator. I'm not worried about Flight Simulator. I'm not worried about Asobo. I miss combat. Same kind of thing. Why limit yourself? With the 2024 engine, some of these weird wish list items, like, could you put golf? Could you tie golf into it so that we can buy a PGA Golf or Microsoft Golf? And if we have Microsoft Golf and the Flight Simulator, can we link them together so that we can golf with our multiplayer friends when we land, or just go golfing by ourselves, single player? So going back to The Sims, Streets of SimCity and SimCopter were just two things, right? So then they had SimTown, which you can now do. There's cottage living and other types of living in The Sims, where you could go create cottage towns. They've got the horse ranch now, which we have, and I loved it. I love it. You can create, ranching communities. You can create farming communities. SimCity Societies was a trip. In a lot of ways, it didn't do so great, but I saw where they were going with it, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. But you could bring that back. Sim Tower. Oh, so now you want to create skyscrapers, right? You've got an Uber computer, and you're not limited to 8 families. You have enough compute power to run a skyscraper. Sim Tower. Oh, so you like that the space aspect of The Sims. You like being an astronaut, you like going up on your astronaut missions, but you don't really get to go to space. I mean, you can go to alien dimensions or whatever, but when you're an astronaut, you just take your rocket up, and you don't get to have any space adventures. So why not bring back Spore? Not only, there's some weird wind right there. So not only with your sim having an astronaut career, if you have Spore, right? Or, I don't know, Sim Planet. They had Sim Earth, right? So even with Sim Earth, let's say you have Sim Earth and Sim City and The Sims, yeah, create other planets for your astronaut to go to. With Spore, you can have all kinds of weird stuff. So The Sims, I think, was on, in their thinking of how to expand it with all these DLCs. Whether you like them or not, I don't mind them. I love them. My family loves them. From Sims original all the way to Sims 4 now, I think they've spent thousands and thousands of dollars. Because I think that they have had almost every expansion pack. I don't want to say everyone. Almost. And with Sims 4, same kind of thing. Almost every expansion pack for this as well. So, people are like, well, it's just too much DLC. Well, I think that because a lot of it seems like base game stuff. A lot of stuff that they do, it's like, man, you're just nickel and diming, and that's what it starts to feel like. When there's no major, it doesn't bring something major to it, then yeah, it does feel like you're being nickeled and dimed in a bad way. But if they're like, man, Simcopter and The Sims, Sim Tower in The Sims, Sim Planet in The Sims, Streets of Sim City in The Sims, they've got all the Harry Potter stuff. Bring back criminals so you can actually, with the Streets of Sim City, be Crime Fighter, be Maxis Man. Bring back Maxis Man. Bring back the societies. Bring back... I mean, come on. We will buy all of that too. Of course. We're still not there yet, though. Crazy. Okay. I don't even see it on the map. Back to CO4. Yeah, it says we're still heading to it. And we're doing 200 knots and we're still not there? Crazy. My wish list stuff for the flight simulator itself, my biggest one is combat. I've spent so much time learning how to fly. When I was younger and I wanted to do all the flying combat games, I couldn't because I didn't know how to fly. It was a simulator first. And now that I've learned how to fly, now I want to get back, and now everybody's like, well, go to DCS World. Well, I don't want to give my money to DCS World. I want Microsoft Flight Simulator World and my combat. And like I've said, adding in something as seemingly goofy as golf, but why not? One of the other things I've asked for, and they've got it now with the high resolution ground spaces that they're creating for missions, ground adventures. One moment, I have to speak to the electrician. I don't know what the electrical problem might be, but what I should do is probably log off and turn everything off in case they have to do a power down. So I think I will do that. I don't know yet. Probably should though. Close are we? Not even. No, we've completely flown it. We're wrong. We've flown way past it. I don't know how. So it's now going on and continuing the vector? I'm stupid. Yeah, so we've completely missed it. Like, it had to be much closer than it was. It doesn't make sense. That could be it down there. A moment. It's better.
Nice landing, pilot. Transporter from dispatch. Clear the runway and taxi to parking.
Take it. All right. All right. So,
Pilot, stand by. The cargo is being removed.
okay, as I was saying, I'm not sure what is going on at the moment. I need to find out what the electrician needs to do and if there's a chance that they need to shut everything down. I don't know. So, I need to find out. But probably a good idea that I end the stream now since they're here. And what's tomorrow? Is tomorrow Thanksgiving? Yeah, happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. So yeah, probably, I don't know, maybe around.
The cargo has been delivered. Nice work. Have a nice day.
But if I don't see you tomorrow, happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you after that on Friday. So had a couple of interesting flights in with the DC and then this little bad boy. So wasn't a total loss, and we're up to now 10,177,688, and that's not shabby. Happy Thanksgiving.